September 12, 2020. In dreams, I saw that brothers were going out to the mountains. There was a cargo truck full of people, and people also in their cars. I saw that upon arriving at the place, the congregation was a mixture in actions and thoughts. Some quickly began to sow. They plowed the land, made banks and furrows, and sowed seed. Others fenced off the property. Others raised their sheds near where they would build, and others got accommodated in the only existing structure in that place. Among all that congregation, I was able to notice that there were Dominicans, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Salvadorans, Americans. There were many children and some young people. I was able to notice that everyone had a different idea of how to make that place function. I gathered them together and began to exhort them about God's desires for that place, which He had provided for them, but no one listened. They all had a lot of work there. Only complaints and murmurings were heard. I then saw a well-known lady, very serviceable, helpful, and facilitator. She loved to help and see others happy, and for that reason she began to fulfill the wishes of everyone present. I urged her not to do it, but my words fell on deaf ears. I saw that the more the requests of those people were satisfied, the more prepotent, arrogant, and slack-handed they became, assuming that everything had to be provided for them and that it was mandatory to supply them with all their desires. Great problems began, which surfaced with a look, a word, a gesture. I saw how everything detonated in fights. The lady facilitator, kind, felt hurt by this and began to complain to them. While this was happening in front of me, I saw the scene of children leaving those places to return to the city and who declared with their mouths that they longed for worldly amusements. I saw others plowing the land and occupied in this, but each one in its piece, since they could not work together without a quarrel. Like that also, those who built were in trouble with each other constantly. The kind sister no longer knew what to do. I tried to get her to listen to what she would have to say to them, but a lady jumped on me in, according to her, sound of game, and she bit me, and she told me, "Look, you better be quiet, because each of us will do what we want to do anyway, and nobody will stop us." This sister began to cry. She felt despised, powerless before such a lack of human control. I saw her then use persuasion. Moreover, it did not function, and many were enraged before such misfortune. I leaned out of a window. They were strong and very safe, and I told a person who was next to me, and she told me, "Well, if they are like that, I want the same ones for my cabin, and I won't settle for less." I urged her to be grateful to the facilitating person, moreover, prepotent. She complained of not fulfilling her wishes in that place. Before such chaos and confusion, I heard a voice that said, "Let everyone take care of their own task and stop the contentions." Upon hearing these words, I noticed the tone of the same and felt a voice of displeasure. I alerted them, but they didn't listen to me. The facilitator lady changed her way of being to ingratiate herself with those present. I exhorted her not to do it, but she didn't listen to me. Then a voice said to me, "Look out the window again." I looked and saw an angel in the distance, that his feet were touching the ground and his wings brushed the clouds. His piercing eyes scrutinized everything in his path, and there was nothing that escaped his sight. In his right hand a sword that brushed the sky. I saw that he had that double-edged sword, and then it turned into fire. I ran to tell everyone, the angel of Jehovah is coming with a drawn sword to do justice. Get ready. But since they didn't see it, they didn't listen to me. The angel, with eyes and face menacing, was getting closer, and I was struggling for them to understand the solemnity of the moment, but they were paying no attention. The angel arrived, and my being fainted, he stood in front of me. I felt that I was going to perish. He spoke to me and told me. He said, everyone knows my designs, but their hearts are continually evil. I have come to clean this place and separate the chaff from the wheat. I said, O Lord, mercy. And he answered me, I will only have mercy on whom I will have mercy. He began to pass then in the middle of the camp, and I saw how everyone was afflicted with some disease. Some of them came out running after great pain, and I didn't see them anymore. I only saw 3 people left of the 60 that we were in that place. The lady facilitator, she was a lady. There was also a man and me. We were the only ones left in that place. Soon I saw the back of the angel, who continued on his way after having passed us, and I said to him, O Lord, why are you leaving? Where will you go? And he answered me without turning around, I go to all the places of those who say they love me. The face of the woman facilitator was covered in warts. Her hair was falling, and her nails were breaking, full of fungus. The man cried bitterly and didn't have any comfort, and I felt faint, and I sat down because my legs were trembling. I looked again at the back of the angel, already distant, and said, Lord, forgive us, save us, because we perish. Soon he raised his arm to the sky, where he carried the drawn sword, and a light from heaven came towards us. I felt as if my chest had been opened with a steadfast and clean incision, and a great hand touched my chest, and my heart, failing, was healed and recovered with strength and vigor. I looked at the facilitator woman and the man, who also was lying on the floor, and I saw how the shining hand, like the sun, operated on his chest and took out a heart from them, already wrinkled, dismembered, grayish in color, and placed another without stretch marks, precious and brilliant. Like that, he also touched their forehead, and they were able to get up. We all looked at each other. The facilitator woman no longer had the warts on her face, and the man no longer had sadness or regret. My weakness had disappeared. We felt rejoiced. Then I was taken to see the journey of that mighty angel. I saw him cross islands and continents, passing through everyone who claimed to be truly the people of God. I saw that wherever he went, everything was minimally decimated: community, family members. I saw the hatred grow in those who were chaff for the wheat that prevailed, but they could not prevail in that place and had to flee from it. I saw them preparing with others in perfect squadrons, and I heard their words, where they consoled themselves with the idea that they would soon destroy those few. I saw that those few received the same heart operation and the same touch of the hand on their foreheads. And although they understood the danger in front of them, I saw them confident. Soon the mighty angel circled the earthly globe, and I saw him finish his work and ascended like lightning in heaven. Then I heard a loud voice that said, Days of great solemnity are before you. He who knowingly wastes them will certainly perish. Oh, beloved, I pray to the Lord that we may understand and may seek with all our hearts the favor of the Eternal. May the Lord bless us.